All right, what is up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Let's get straight into it with the Forex update. If we have time, we'll do crypto. Otherwise, crypto will be a separate video. So you're just going to have to find out based on whatever the title of this video is, if crypto is in it or not. Starting with Forex, we'll see if this is a valid supply on a lower time frame. Technically still... yeah, still bearish. But yeah, let's see what this supply is saying. It does look to be mitigated on the lower time frame, at least from what I can see. Yeah, so this is mitigated. We've got a lot of liquidity right here, which is easy to see, but we do have some refined structure supply. Yeah, valid refined structure supply. So you even have a very mini distribution here. And quite a bit of liquidity as well. So obviously it's not really a model, but it's just a valid POI. So at the moment for gold, I still would be looking for distributions. There's just no real clean POI. You can use this. But yeah, nothing of interest at the moment for gold. We will keep the ball rolling. Silver has absolutely ran through demand. Yeah, not really a whole lot to do for silver at the moment. Give me a second. Yeah, similar story to gold. We are still fairly bearish, but there's just no real range bound price action at the moment. So let's wait and see. Oil. Oil has expanded quite a bit. Or obviously bullish on the hourly, probably bullish on the 4-hour as well. Yes. Yeah, so oil is now officially pretty bullish. We've even left behind heavy demand here. So definitely look for accumulation models on oil. That is the target for now. Yeah, there's just a lot of demand here. Same thing though, similar to silver and gold. No real clean price action at the moment to draw a range from. So you're just gonna have to wait and see what price decides to do. Let's have a look at Euro NZD, which is what we were monitoring yesterday. Well, we have absolutely dumped here. Ran straight through demand. Obviously bearish now on the hourly. But we are still bullish on the 4 hour, with that being our 4 hour low. And I think we have spoken about it. Okay, no. It is just a 4 hour low. So yeah, technically we're still bullish and everything else. Just the hourly is bearish, and most likely like 2 hour would also be bearish probably. I think it actually was only the 1 hour. I don't think there was any 2 hour structure here. Okay, no, there is. Sorry, 2 hour is bearish as well. We might have some clean supply here. Which we can always use later down the track. So yeah, here's our supply. What does this look like on a lower time frame? This might just be valid, overlapping supply. Yeah, that's fine. We can pull that out like that. Perfectly valid overlapping supply here. We can draw that. So now for Euro NZD, just watch the levels. Let's see what happens. If we go lower, I feel like we're going to probably go lower because there's no real demand here holding price up. There's just nice liquidity. Yeah, maybe in here, if anything, there might be some demand. But other than that, like, I'm kind of just expecting price to go lower. There's nothing holding it or preventing it from going lower. Yeah, let's just watch out for Euro NZD and see what happens. I'll put an alert here. Do have some liquidity here. But yeah, other than that, no models really, unfortunately. We did have Euro USD from yesterday, which is looks kind of stretched to me, but you never know. Let's have a look distance-wise. Tap 1 to tap 2, 3 days, 13 hours. Tap 2 to tap 3. Tell you what, this is actually valid. We can even extend our range like so. I don't like how the the Asia session is unmitigated and it's below us. Or unswept and it's below us. There might be something to work with here, so let's have a look. Okay, so this is a potential supply OBIF here. We'll see if this is valid on a lower time frame. This is pretty much the only supply block that I can see so far. Obviously, we looked at this yesterday and there was nothing here. So let's see what it looks like on a lower time frame. Yeah, it's valid supply. And this is so far just valid demand. And then we've even got some demand here. So ideally, if we can pull back in here, I would look to start opening some longs. Because obviously, if we come back creating a return to zone, it's something I'm willing to test. Yeah, if we can slowly come back in here, creating that, or continuing that return to zone from all the way here. Let's draw that. Then yeah, I'm willing to potentially try a long. I would, just because there is demand below, I can't have a narrow stop loss and have a position like this. I have to put my stop loss beneath that third tap just because there is unmitigated demand below. So that will kind of only give me maybe close to a 2.7 risk to reward, which isn't really that good compared to the size of the range. Give me another second. But yeah, like optimal scenario is that we fail this demand and we continue going lower, continuing that return to zone, and then we break structure after mitigating demand. So after mitigating this extreme demand. So ideally, I would like to see us do something like this. Obviously, probably recover a little bit after mitigating demand, then continue going lower, maintaining that return to zone, and then in here, break structure. And that would be my long. And that would obviously give me a much greater RR, and then I could even put my stop loss underneath that extended fourth tap. So you can see the difference already in risk to reward from a 2.7 all the way to close to a 10. But yeah, let's see how we go approaching this demand. And yeah, this is so far still a potential setup. Obviously, just take note that we do have the Asia low underneath us. If the Asia low does get taken out, then I'm no longer looking at this to accumulate this, unless I look at this range. So I'd have to repull my range if we do sweep the Asia low. So that's just something to be aware of there. So yeah, let's see what this does. Euro USD, definitely our most watched pair at the moment, or the one that we want to keep the closest ion. So yeah, let's see what happens. Keep an eye out on Euro USD. Euro GBP kind of looks a little bit all over the place here. Very much still bearish on the hourly, still bearish on the 4-hour. Yeah, everything's still bearish, so I look for distributions. This is going to be my new range that I'll be watching. So we need to give this a lot more time. Did I put it in alert at the bottom? Yes, I did. Yep, perfect. GBP USD. Well, we have mitigated demand. Boom. We are still bullish on the hourly, and obviously we're still bullish on the 4-hour. Given we are looking for accumulations, there's just not a whole lot that I'm interested in at the moment. You've got some form of structural supply. Yeah, not a lot to work with for GBP USD at the moment. So let's just be patient here. Well, we've just mitigated supply as well. You sort of could look at this as a higher time frame range. It would be a little bit pushing it, I feel like it, but we do have a good reaction back in. If I was to have a... Yeah, you've even got a little distribution model there. A very minor one, but it's valid. I kind of have this as my technically speaking, that's already grabbed liquidity. So you kind of have this. Yeah, this is valid. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah, contextually nothing's changed from this. We're still bullish on the hour, still bullish on the 4-hour, and we're bearish on everything else. GBP JPY. Yeah, we're kind of in that deviation section of this higher time frame range, so let's just be patient there and see what happens. USD JPY. Still bullish. Still bullish, although given there is demand below, we could potentially look at this as a counter context distribution. I don't mind looking at this. If we get the confirmation, then we get the confirmation. So ideally a model 1 here. We sweep We sweep Asia high. Actually, no, not ideally model 1. I'm only looking for a model 1 here. I need Asia high to get swept. Otherwise, I'm not interested in this. Yeah. We'll keep this as simple as possible. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, happy to move USD JPY up for now. NZD CAD ran through demand, ran through supply. Kind of an awkward ranging environment at the moment, or bouncing environment if you want to call it that. Big OBIF here. Yeah, still bullish. Still bullish on the 4. And then, yeah, bearish on the daily, that remains. And I think this is our overlapping demand. Boom. Yeah, not a whole lot has changed so far. Let's move on. GBP AUD. Well, yeah, we're still bullish on the 4 hour. Still bullish on the hourly. Not a whole lot has changed here. We're kind of just in this awkward ranging environment, so you just want to be a bit more patient and see what happens here. I'm not in a rush to do anything. Well, we're claiming back the range, so I don't mind what we're doing now. Let's just see from a high time frame perspective what's gonna happen here. But I need to give this a lot more time. We do have demand here. Worth noting. Yeah, nothing has changed here. AU or USD CAD. Well, there you go. We've come back for that weekly open. perfectly. We just didn't distribute on our way there, which is annoying, but like knowing the weekly open was there without a wick, you obviously knew that it was going to get taken out. Hence why we marked it on our chart. But when you get no confirmations, you're not going to trade. It's that simple. Psychology in this game is the most important thing. So that is good practice. As much as we expect price to go there, we're not going to click short until we have our confirmation, and we never got the confirmation. I do see demand here. That has already been taken out. Still bullish, honestly. Yeah, still bullish across everything. So keep an eye out for accumulations. If we don't get them, we don't get them. This could be potentially an accumulation, but I'm gonna need price to start pulling back pretty much now. Like, if I can get price to come back in, then perfect. Otherwise, I'm not really looking to long for now. Thing is, though, I do allow this, but we've just come down way too aggressively, which I'm not too fond of. We've even distributed up top. Asia high is nice. This thing here. This could be semi decent. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. The context is well within our favor though for USD CAD. Yeah, I just need some better price action here. Like we're coming down way too aggressively, leaving supply. It's not ideal. It is not ideal. We'll move this to the top, or to the second place, but yeah, need a bit more. As much as the overall context is bullish, we're quite bearish at the moment from a local perspective, so let's see what happens. But alerts have been set. USD CHF. Well, we are bullish now on the hourly after breaking structure nicely up here. Still bearish on the... No, sorry, still bullish on the 4. Okay. Well, weirdly enough, 2 hours bearish, but the 1 hour is bullish. But yeah, there's just not much to work with at the moment in this range. So let's see how we go. I'm no longer interested in this. Yeah, USD CHF still bullish. Let's just be patient and see what happens. I'll move that a little bit. Well, I can see a distribution there on GBP and ZD. Okay. That was our distribution. Way too extended though. We've mitigated demand. It's always good to see. We have left supply in the process. So we're bearish on the 3 hour. Is that bearish on the 4 hour as well though? Bearish on the 4 hour, okay. Sentiment shift. And yeah, everything else for now remains bullish. Did that not change? There we go. Yeah, high time frame still remains bullish, so we just gotta keep an eye out for that and be cautious. Yeah, just not a whole lot to do at the moment, realistically. AUD CAD. Well, we're bullish now on the hourly, but we might be going back to bearish fairly quickly. Yeah, so overall, we're still fairly bullish. We are leaving supply below us. So we'll see what happens there. There could be a sentiment shift here as well, but I feel like we're going to go back to bearish on the hourly. But for now, we're bullish across the whole board, essentially. So after that break of structure here. So let's see what happens. This is my range. I will keep a close eye on this range. Sweet. AUD USD. Still bullish. Yeah, still bullish. There's the SFP. And that is kind of it. High time frame is bearish. That's fine. Like, you can always say ideally you want to pull back into the supply before looking for a distribution, but if you get one here, you get one here. But yeah, locally there's just not a whole lot to it. Not a whole lot to draw from on AUD USD. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's it for Forex, guys. I'll do crypto on a different video. Yeah, honestly, biggest one to keep an eye on is Euro USD, which I don't mind what it looks like right now. Yeah, ideally we fail this demand and we break convincingly off this demand here, and then we push up. We haven't swept yesterday's Asia. We swept New York, and we didn't sweep yesterday's London. And then USD CAD is the only other range, but I don't really like how this is looking regardless. But yeah, main focus is on Euro USD. Let's see what price does here. That's it for today, guys. Thank you all for listening, for viewing, for watching. Subscribe if you made it this far, and I will see you all in the crypto update. Oos.